I want to talk to you about banks with no ATM fees this year. The thing is that when you think about ATM fees, they can be really, really a lot depending on how often you withdraw cash from an ATM. So it's really good to have banks with no ATM fees. That way you can really cut down on that aspect of things. So here's a list I want you to pay attention to. The first bank with no ATM fees is actually Axos Bank. And when you think about Axos Bank, I want you to think about an institution that offers a wealth of benefits that make it really, really great when it comes to no ATM fees institution, okay? And basically, the cool thing is that you will pay zero ATM fees anywhere in the U.S. while also avoiding all the other typical bank fees, even for overdrafts. And on top of that, overachievers can turn this into a high interest checking account as well. So that's really fantastic. I mean, from a flexibility point of view, you will love what Axos Bank is really bringing to the table. That's really good. What are the pros and cons here? The pros first, you have no minimum balance requirement or monthly maintenance fee, so that's kind of cool. You have no overdraft fees, unlimited domestic ATM fee reimbursement, and you have the option to earn up to a 3.30% APY on your balance. The only drawbacks of this account is that basically there is no interest paid unless certain requirements are met. No Zelle option for person-to-person payments or P2P payments, and also paper checks must be purchased. So this is really, but Axos Bank is really has been kicking ass for the last 25 years. So it's primarily a digital bank, an online bank. Next, you have Needham Bank. So Needham Bank is actually a great bank with no ATM fees. Needham Bank is not as prominent, if you will, as Axos Bank, but hey, listen, it's still a great bank to really think about, especially if you are in the geography that Needham Bank actually covers. Okay, if you travel outside the U.S. on a regular basis, ATM refunds that cover the globe instead of just the country become an important money saver, and Needham Bank has you covered and offers several other attractive account features as well, making this, in our view, the best international no ATM fee sort of bank. Fantastic. So Needham Bank actually may not be a household name, but it's a winning option for you if you find yourself actually using international ATMs on a regular basis, okay? Regular basis, because ATM fees compounded by foreign transaction fees when traveling outside the US, basically those fees can become exorbitant. So be very careful there. If you are looking for a bank with no ATM fees this year, I want you to think about Lending Club. Lending Club is actually like a hybrid between online bank and a traditional bank, okay? And so this is kind of important because basically Lending Club started as a lender platform, as a lending platform. But in 2021, like a few days after COVID, basically Radius Bank finalized a merger with Lending Club, which holds an excellent rating. So what happens here is that Radius Bank actually folded itself into Lending Club. Lending Club's brand being more powerful than Radius Bank. Radius Bank transformed itself, morphed into a regular brick and mortar bank. Okay, but primarily Lending Club is still by far an online bank. Okay, so when you think about Lending Club, on the plus side, you pay this here is an institution that pays 1% cash back on unlimited debit card purchases, no minimum balance requirements or monthly maintenance fee. You have unlimited ATM fee reimbursement, so that's kind of cool. And you have a free first set of checks, okay? The first set of checks is free, always free, with Lending Club. On the flip side, the interest rates are fairly low and 0% at low balances. So in other words, there is no interest paid on low balances, no Zelle option for person-to-person payments, and $25 required to open an account. But overall, a fantastic account. Next, I want you to really consider Alli Credit Union. So if you are looking for a bank or let's say financial institution with no ATM fee, because Alli is a credit union, okay? And so that's really cool in the sense that Alli actually, and the cool thing is everybody can become an Alli member. You don't have to live in a specific city. You don't have to live in a specific state. You don't have to actually be affiliated with a company. You don't have to be related to someone to actually qualify. Everybody can qualify, okay? And so there is no minimum balance requirement, or a monthly maintenance fee. ATM fees are reimbursed up to $20 to $25 per month. Interest rate applies to all balances, and the first the first set of checks is also free with Alliance. So that's really fantastic from a flexibility point of view. Now, Chicago-based Alliance is a credit union, not a bank, but that should make little difference to you if the features of this account are appealing. While some credit unions have strict rules about who can join them or what fee is involved, actually Alliance has one of the easiest membership paths in the country, so anyone can join simply by agreeing to become an Alliance Credit Union Foundation digital inclusion advocate. And Alliance will even pay the $5 member fee on your behalf. So that's really cool. If you are looking for banks with no ATM fees this year, I want you to really consider Alli Bank. And Alli Bank is really a great bank, and especially if you're looking for a big bank, okay? Alli Bank is basically primarily still an online bank. But the cool thing is that, Alli is the nation's 23rd to 24th largest bank by assets, offering a well-honed customer experience with ATM fee refunds, a little bit of interest, and almost no checking account fees. So that's kind of cool. So when you think about Alli Bank, think about no minimum balance requirement or monthly fees, your ability to use Zelle for fast and easy person-to-person payments, and you have a free check supply with unlimited refills. That's kind of cool. Now, the only thing is that when you think about Alli Bank, think about the fact that ATM fee refunds are capped at $10 per month, and the interest rate is fairly low. So this is something to really think about. Next, you have Discover Bank. So Discover Bank, a lot of folks think that Discover is only prominent when it comes to credit cards. No, Discover does other stuff. They actually do. They do loans. They do credit cards and what have you. They're also a bank. Okay, so Discover Bank actually is great because there is no minimum balance. You have you have no monthly fees. So that's kind of cool. No fees at all, including no NSF fees. You have 1% cash back on debit card purchases. That's kind of cool. And the cool thing, even cooler, with Discover, you have the ability to use Zelle for fast and easy person-to-person payments. And you have a free check supply with unlimited refills. So that's kind of cool. On the flip side, sorry about this. On the flip side, there are no ATM fee refunds, only free transactions at in-network ATMs, no interest paid, and the debit card cashback is capped. So this is something to really be aware of. But one thing for sure, in addition to its well-known credit card, Discover offers online-only banking products to consumers nationwide. Among them is the Discover checking account, which features debit card rewards in place of interest, while also eliminating virtually every common banking fee. So that's really good. Really good in terms of flexibility. You will love that. That includes what? That includes NSF charges. So if you, let's say, accidentally overdraw your account to a negative balance, you will not be hit with an overdraft fee, which typically runs $25 to $40 at other banks. So this is really fantastic. If you are looking for banks with no ATM fees, I want to introduce you to a CCU. Now, Consumers Credit Union is a credit union. It's not a bank, but hey, listen, it still does the same thing, okay? And so as part of the Co-op ATM network, CCU offers free access to more than 30,000 ATMs. You will be also reimbursed for any ATM fees if you use an ATM outside of the network with no cap. There is no cap. This is really important to mention. There is no cap. And so now keep in mind that ATM fee refunds are available if you meet the minimum requirements for rewards checking, including receiving direct deposits and e-statements and making at least 12 debit card purchases monthly. So this is kind of cool. And student choice checking also reimburses ATM fees, but it has a monthly cap. So that's really the difference here. Okay, for the regular checking, there is no monthly cap. For the student choice checking, there is a cap. And foreign transaction fees apply for using ATMs outside of the country. So if you go overseas, basically consumers is not going to reimburse you. And to be eligible to join this credit union, you have to become a member of CCU. So not CCU, CCA. So CCA stands for Consumers Cooperative Association, which really requires a one-time $5 membership fee that the credit union will reimburse to you. You also have another institution called Quantic Bank. Quantic Bank, okay? And so if you're looking for a bank with no ATM fees this year, think about Quantic Bank. And as part of multiple ATM networks, including Allpoint, MoneyPass, and Citibank, Quantic Bank offers a fee-free access to more than 90,000 ATMs. Fantastic. Can you imagine that? 90,000 ATMs. And so both Quantic checking accounts, high interest checking, and cash rewards checking are also, they actually are accounts with this Spark. The only thing is that Quantic is purely an online bank, so they do not accept cash deposits. So this is something to really think about. But one thing for sure, with Quantic, you have one of the highest APY for CDs and savings account, no monthly fees, overdraft, or NSF fees. And here is a bank that here's an account that comes with a debit card. You have a large fee-free ATM network. Think about it, more than 90,000 ATMs. That's really fantastic. You will love that. And also the fact that you are able to have a Quantic Pay Ring, the nation's first wearable payment ring. That's really fantastic. Next, if you're looking for banks with no ATM fees this year, I want you to think about Everbank. Everbank used to be a TIA Bank, okay? And so as part of both the Allpoint and MoneyPass ATM networks, basically Everbank offers a fee-free use of more than 80,000 ATMs, plus also a reimbursement for up to $15 in out-of-network ATM fees every single month. And there is no limit to the number of ATM fee reimbursements for accounts with average daily balances of at least $5,000, okay? And there are certain accounts with this Spark. So you have two accounts at Everbank that have this sort of no ATM fee perk, if you will. So you have the yield pledge checking and you have the yield pledge money market accounts, okay? Now keep in mind though that for cash deposits made at ATMs that are not owned by the bank, funds of up to $5,525 are available until 5 business days later, and funds over that amount are not available until 8 days later. Next, you have Schwab. So if you're looking for a bank with no ATM fees this year, I want you to think about Schwab. And the cool thing about Schwab is that Schwab gives you flexibility. So with Schwab, you have free access to any ATM worldwide. Rebates are really unlimited, and unlike all the other banks on today's list, Schwab doesn't charge a foreign transaction fee. So this is kind of cool now, but you need to have an account that Schwab calls high yield investor checking account. Now keep in mind that Schwab doesn't accept cash deposits. It's also mainly an investment company, so the checking account must actually be linked to a Schwab One brokerage account. So you can open both accounts at the same time if you qualify for the account, okay? So you have competitive APY, no foreign transaction fees, no monthly maintenance fees, you have unlimited ATM fee reimbursement worldwide, great customer service, and you have a free linked investment accounts with checking accounts. Fantastic. You will love this aspect of things. Wonderful. If you are looking for, let's say, banks with no ATM fees this year, I want you to think about Betterment checking. Betterment is actually a fintech, if you will, okay? But the cool thing is that so what you want to think is Betterment is more of a neobank, a fintech. So there are no monthly fees. ATM and foreign transaction fees are reimbursed. Cashback rewards, robust mobile app, and you have a wide range of financial services. So there is no APY though on the flip side, and there are also no physical locations. I mean, of course, this makes sense because Betterment is, as I said a little earlier, is a neobank, is an online bank. So this is a digital bank primarily. So the cool thing is that you are able to get ATM fees reimbursement, okay? And also Betterment actually offers a robust mobile app to help you manage your finances and take advantage of its popular robo-advisor platform. However, if it may not be a good fit if if you want to speak, let's say, to someone face to face and have like the need to deposit cash. So this is something to think about. The last bank that I want to talk to you about with no ATM fees, that's CapitalOne. So CapitalOne actually has a checking account called CapitalOne 360 checking. And so CapitalOne actually has an APY of 0.10%. But the cool thing is that branches and CapitalOne cafes are in some states. I mean, Capital One is primarily an online bank, even though it's a bit of a hybrid, let's say, a brick and mortar bank with an online bank. You have a variety of accounts, a robust digital platform and app, and you have great customer service. Okay, and but the thing is that you can actually find a higher APY if you were to go with, let's say, other institutions. So Capital One is not the best when it comes to APY. But the cool thing is that Capital One boasts a top-rated mobile app and it has over, check this out, 70,000 fee-free Capital One, MoneyPass, and all-point ATM locations. So if you are looking for a face-to-face interaction, Capital One has over 450 locations and 50 Capital One cafes where customers can bank, get a cup of coffee, and ask for advice from a certified money coach. So this is kind of cool. This is really good from a flexibility point of view. You will love what Capital One is really offering here. So here you have it, the banks with no ATM fees this year. And so now let me give you a few considerations here. The thing is, when you actually close your eyes and think about the best bank with no ATM fees, of course, Axis Bank is the best option because it has more combined benefits than its competitors, okay? But one thing for sure, when you're looking for a bank with no ATM fees, you got to really understand that, of course, you are saving money. You also have the potential for other fee waivers or exclusions. You have additional perks, that's for sure. But one thing you have to remember is that certain ATM fees might still apply, especially if you actually withdraw cash overseas. You may have to pay other bank fees, okay? Not fees to your bank, but other bank fees. And accounts often earn little or no interest, okay? Of course, money saved is kind of cool, but think about what you're losing in return. That's really important to think about that way. Now, there are alternatives to checking accounts with no ATM fees. You have high interest checking accounts. That's a great possibility. You have money market accounts. You have savings accounts. You have reloadable prepaid cards. Those are really great. I mean, if you don't want to, let's say you don't want to open a traditional deposit account, you could actually consider opening like what experts call a reloadable prepaid card. And prepaid debit cards can be easy to open since there is no credit check required. And you might even be able to receive direct deposit to the account. But there are also downsides, such as potentially high fees, no credit building capabilities, no rewards, etc. And you can also explore check cashing services. So if you struggle, if you're a customer, if you are a consumer who struggles to open a traditional bank account due to check systems issues or other challenges, you may consider using check cashing services to access your paychecks or other types of check payments. But keep in mind, the fees that these services typically charge for every check you cash can add up over time. So that's an important element to think about, okay? But bottom line is you have to think about convenience versus affordability, but most importantly, scalability. In other words, can you actually be with this bank for the long time? I mean, does this bank, the bank that you have all the features, all the accounts, all the services that your growing needs will require? Because right now you might be a single person, like a single guy or a single woman. But once you get married, once you have kids, your changes, your life will change and your banking needs will change. Can the bank that you are with right now, can that bank really adapt to your growing needs? That's an important element to think about. So here's the bottom line to this conversation. I share with you banks with no ATM fees. I give you the list, the considerations, and now the bottom line. So in terms of list, I spoke to you about Axis Bank, Needham Bank, Lending Club, Alliance Credit Union, Alli Bank, Discover Bank, Consumer Credit Union, Quantic Bank, Everbank, Schwab, Betterment Checking, and CapitalOne 360 Checking. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.